Welcome to the Warmaster podcast. Just a quick update on my 10mm Napoleonics, which I'm using Pendraken stuff for. This is my unit of rifles. Now, firstly, out of the gate, I need to be honest and say that I ain't much of a painter. So I'm going strictly for the 80-20 rule. So I want 80% of any tabletop impact for 20% of the effort. So these are my unit of rifles. I got half a pack of rifles in my army pack, so I decided to base them. Normally I'm going to do 10 miniatures per base, but because these are skirmish, they're going to be 5 or 6 miniatures a base. So I'll just show you them briefly. Obviously, as I've said, they're not going to be the greatest paint job in the world. I aim to try and get a unit done in no more than an hour or two, including basing. So those are my 3 units of rifle, 3 stands of rifles rather, 1 unit. They're unbelievably expensive in the game, like 24 points a stand. So I'm not sure how many I'm going to get to use or how good they're going to be, but I have my fingers crossed. Yeah. To Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey, and all that stuff. Over the hills and far away. And so I've got 3 units of line infantry. We decided to do these in units of 3 stands, which is a regular size stand. So a small unit would have, or regiment rather, would have 2 stands. Tiny regiment would have 1 stand, and a large would have 4 stands. So the flags were nowhere near as difficult to put on as I imagined them being. Although I'm sure I could have managed to do a better job. But they didn't take anywhere not as long. I was dreading doing it. Actually, I put it off well beyond where I should have put them on. But I put them on. They didn't take that long. Maybe 30 seconds of flag, something like that. So again, we've gone for just a basic paint job. We're just trying to get an effect that having a lot of miniatures on a base brings, rather than the quality on the tabletop is from the number of miniatures on the base, rather than any miniature itself being like showcase quality. So this is what they'll look like in line. This is what they'll look like in column. And underneath the base, I stuck the sticker. I stuck the little insert that says these are the 2nd Battalion, 73rd Regiment. Here's another one. And these are the 2nd Battalion, 33rd Regiment. I mean, you can look up historically and see what these are, if there's South Cambridge or I don't know. I'm not that mad on my military history, so I couldn't tell you what the regiments are, but it's there. I mean, these are based in history, so you can look it up. And this is the final unit, and they are the 2nd Battalion, 30th Regiment. There are 2 poses. I tended to use on these stands. I tended to use the one where you could see the white cross, the webbing or whatever it's called, at the front, and the guys where you couldn't see, which you can't really see them that well, on the back rank. It also gives a kind of idea that they're marching. It's a little bit out of step maybe, but rather than have, the only other way you could make them totally in step is just have the same miniature, I guess, 30 times or 20 times on these 2 bases. And finally, you've just got a picture here of all the stuff I've got painted so far. So 3 units, 3 regiments of infantry, line infantry, and 1 regiment of rifles. I'm working on dragoons at the moment, and some more infantry and a bit of artillery. And I'll post up another update when I've got something to report.